Okay, let's look at converting between percentages and decimals. Okay, so the first problem that I want to work on, it says write 257% as a decimal. Okay, so we've got to have some kind of way to convert things between percentages and decimals. The word percent means per 100. Okay, so if I were to look at this 257%, what it technically means is 257 over 100. Okay, so if I wanted to, I could take my calculator and take 257 and then divide by 100. Okay, and that would give me my decimal. But what I can also do when I'm working with percentages and decimals is that I can move the decimal point, which really is this division by 100. So if I'm dividing by 100, then wherever my decimal point was, see this was 257, then that makes that decimal point move 2 times to the left. So this would end up with the number 2.57. Now, some people get a little confused with that and they don't quite understand it. So teachers have taught some students before, I've noticed, this thing Dr. Pepper. And so this is going from a decimal to a percent. So if you're going from a decimal to a percent, because it's per 100 and we're using this 100 right here, see how the 100 has 2 zeros, so we know we have to move the decimal point 2 times. If you're going from a decimal number to a percent, you move the decimal point to the right. But if you're starting off with a percent and you're having to go to a decimal, you move the decimal point to the left. So for this problem that we were just working, 257%, my first step is to figure out, well, where's the decimal point right now? And in any whole number, the decimal point is at the end of the number in a whole number. So since I'm going, put my Dr. Pepper down, since I'm going from a percent to a decimal, I move the decimal point 2 times to the left. So this decimal point will go 2 times to the left. It'll end up right here, and that will give me 2.57. So the decimal point moves from here to here. So division by 100, it makes the decimal point move to the left. So the answer to that one is 2.57, or 2 57/100ths. Now let's look at it the other way. Suppose that I want to write a decimal. Here's my decimal. This is 3/1000ths as a percent. Okay, so there's no, this is not a percent. It doesn't mean per 100. This is just a decimal guy, okay? Just a plain decimal guy. So if I come back over to my little Dr. Pepper, I'm starting off with a decimal and I want to go to a percent. So once again, the relationship is that 100, but this time I'm multiplying by 100 to get my percent. So the decimal point has to move 2 places to the right. So in my original number, I could actually see the decimal point on this one because it was identified right there. So this decimal point has to move 2 places to the right, and it's going to land right there. And so the final answer would be 0.3. I don't need those 2 zeros in the front. So 0.3% Even though I know some students get confused because this is a decimal, but I'm saying it's a percent. It is. It's 0.3%. Okay, 0.3%. So converting from a percent to a decimal or a decimal to a percent, the easiest way is to use your little Dr. Pepper and know where you're going to start and where you have to go, and then you just move your decimal point.